The movement of freight by road has always played an important role in building the Queensland economy. From the early days of horse and cart through to today's technically advanced trucks, the Queensland Trucking Association continues a strong presence and unified voice in the development of the industry. In 2007, the QTA celebrates the 100-year history of the people and the road transport companies who assisted in the evolution of the Queensland road freight industry. The inaugural meeting of the Master Carriers Association of Brisbane was held in 1907 and attended by 23 freight carters. During this era, freight in Brisbane centred around the docks on the river at the edge of the CBD and at Roma Street rail yards. Goods were moved by horse and cart, and the use of carriers' ranks provided central locations to hire the services of transport companies. The early role of the association was delivering a level playing field for its members in the freight task and management of rates and wages disputes. The association had an office in Eagle Street, Brisbane, and frequently held discussions with the Main Roads Department, lobbying for development and improvement of road infrastructure to provide Brisbane with an efficient freight delivery system. In 1913, an entry into meeting minutes recorded that motor lorries had commenced carting wool. This opened the door for the transition from horse and cart to motorised road freight. Weight of load regulations were introduced in 1921. 1924, the association amalgamated with the Maryborough Carriers Association to become the Master Carriers Association of Queensland. Membership of the association was by invitation only, and strict rules applied to carriers for continuance of membership. In 1930, due to the Depression, a government prohibition proclamation saw road freight operators struggle through carting restrictions and embargoes on imports. As the Queensland economy recovered from the Depression, this era heralded the beginning of an innovation in vehicle design to meet the needs of projects such as the construction of the Story Bridge and Central Western mining development. The association expanded its lobby efforts to tackle efficiency issues such as government carrying capacity fees, new motor taxes, regulations on load, weight, height and length, and loading delays at the wharf. In 1939, fuel rationing was a major problem, and the industry faced a driver and labour shortage during the wartime. In 1942, the association lobbied government for modification to the nighttime blackout regulations to enable night operations to continue. During the 50s, the industry felt the effects of the rail lobby efforts as regulations, permits and work hours were drafted to limit the competition between road and rail. The association successfully lobbied government for the removal of the road freight permits on routes parallel to the rail network. Large transport companies emerged, along with the increase of long-distance road freight. This era also saw the growth of the road freight industry in the movement of livestock to market. The road transport sector grew to meet the requirements of the mining industry, oil gas exploration and infrastructure development on projects such as the Moonee Pipeline. Increasingly, Australia's freight import-export task moved to containerisation as the consequence of worldwide trends. This era saw a movement to bulk freight, requiring further innovation in heavy vehicle design. In 1976, the association was renamed the Queensland Road Transport Association and had an increased political lobby task centred on the Queensland State Government as the key regulator of the movement of heavy vehicles in this state. In December of 1980, the association invested in its long-term future with the purchase of a property in Florence Street, Tenerife. This was used as the association's headquarters until 1986, when it acquired its current offices in Transport Industry House at Stones Corner. During this era, the association expanded its representation to a national level, as road freight is a task not confined to state boundaries. the increasing inefficiencies of differing road taxes and regulations in each state were hampering national economic growth. The QRTA joined forces with other state and sector associations to form the Road Transport Forum, now the Australian Trucking Association. The National Road Transport Commission, now the National Transport Commission, was also established to deliver uniformity across the country in a regulatory environment. Road safety became a priority for development of industry accreditation standards in driver health, vehicle maintenance and industry training. Accreditation provided a demonstration to customers and regulators that risk exposure could be managed through safe work practice. The QRTA was one of the main drivers behind the Truck Safe Accreditation program with the launch of Team 2000 in Brisbane in 1997. In 2000, QRTA was renamed the Queensland Trucking Association Limited to align with the shift in the political lobby efforts of industry associations to the federal government. Consistency in national lobbying is important for the industry while maintaining a strong relationship with the state and local governments. Today, the QTA provides assistance and advice to members in the areas of vehicle and driving regulations and employee and industrial relations. It plays a major role in continued improvement to industry innovation, efficiency and productivity, with the emphasis on safety while providing an essential service to the community. Over the past 100 years, the mode of transport may have changed, but the basic principle of industry representation is as important today as it was a century ago. Many people speaking with one voice to achieve positive and fair solutions for the future of the road freight industry.
Queensland Transport is delighted to support the Centenary celebrations of the Queensland Trucking Association. The Queensland Government recognises the contribution the road transport industry has made to the state's economy. The QTA and its predecessors have represented the industry very effectively for the past 100 years. I thank all those involved in maintaining the strong, productive relationship between the QTA and Queensland Transport. This has ensured an efficient and, most importantly, safe road transport industry. I look forward to that continuing.
The Queensland Trucking Association would like to thank Queensland Transport for their generous support in the making of this celebratory QTA Centenary video. I'm the daughter of a digger who sought the mother-in-law. Volvo Truck and Bus Brisbane, National Transport Insurance, Freighter MaxiCube Queensland, Trans Super, Cummins South Pacific, Scania Australia, the Brown and Hurley Group, and Driver Recruitment. I'm the hot wind from the desert, the black soil of the plains. I'm the mountains and the valleys, I'm the drought and the flooding rain. I'm the rock and I'm the sky.